the end. So it says, in Analysis, Terminable and Interminable, Freud suggests that analysis, when carried out as far as it can go with neuronics, butts up against the rock of castration. So Freud suggested that analysis, when carried out far, butts up against, quote, the rock of castration, the bedrock beyond which analytic exploration is often unable to penetrate. Analysis can bring us to the point of discovering castration of the origins of our fallen identity, the sacrifice of satisfaction made at our parents' behest, but often can go no further. Right? So this is where the idea of, it's very similar in structure, if you think about it, the process of psychoanalysis when you go to a quote-unquote expert and you speak to them. And the idea of free association that Freud really kind of engendered, at least in its modern sensibility, there's no such thing as really free association. We are constantly embedded within a network of concepts, ideas, thoughts, desires. So when an analyst and a patient goes in for analysis and they're attempting free association, what comes up is not random. It might not be preordained, but what comes up is a window into the unconscious, and which gives us a little bit of a hint of what the kind of the central problem is from a psychoanalytic perspective. Whereas if you go to confession, right, I'd say that psychoanalysis is a lower resolution process of confession. Because when you go to confession, you're not being analyzed. If you find a real, true spiritual father, you're there in communion, both sinners, and expressing your sins, free associating. That is where the healing happens. And we're seeing here that, at least here they're saying that there's this bedrock that analysis cannot get beyond, which is, it butts up to the fundamental fantasy, the fundamental idea of one's self, right? And in sacrificing this idea, it is sacrificing the intellect. It is crucifying the intellect. It is doing away with the old man for the new man to emerge from an orthodox perspective.